I'm Greg Brown for Newsmax TV Money. We're on the phone today with William Isaac, who served on the board of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, and was its chairman for several years. He is today chairman of financial consulting firm, the Secura Group. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Former IMF chief economist Ken Rogoff, among others, sees bank failures mounting, including, he suggests, at least one very large bank. Do you share that view?
Well, I think bank failures will certainly go up. They can't help but go up because we do have some difficulties in the economy, most importantly the real estate problems, and because bank failures have almost been non-existent for the past 7 or 8 years at very, very low levels, much lower than we're used to having in this country. So there's no question they'll go up. The chairman of the FDIC recently made a comment that there would be no more failures. She didn't envision any more failures the size of IndyMac or larger. So I'm not sure what large bank this person has in mind.
Is it fair to say that serious consolidation in the financial industry is inevitable at this point?
You know, we've already had tremendous consolidation. There certainly will be more, but I think most of the consolidation is behind us. I believe that the 10 largest banks in the country control something on the order of 75% of the banking assets. So there can't be a whole lot more consolidation than we already have seen.
What ultimately should happen to government-backed entities like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac?
Well, that really depends on whether they can make it through this period without government assistance. If they're going to require government assistance, and I think that's still unknown at this point, then there's little doubt in my mind that they will wind up being owned by the government once more. I mean, they until I think it was like 15 years ago they were privatized. Some maybe 20 years ago, but sometime in the past 2 decades they were privatized. Prior to that, they had been government-sponsored agencies and government-owned agencies. So I wouldn't. If they need government help here, they're going to have to almost certainly go back to government ownership. I don't think they'll have to do that if they can make it through this period without government assistance, but that's a big unknown right now.
Economist Nouriel Roubini puts $1 trillion in losses as the floor now and says that $2 trillion is possible. That's way up from some earlier views. Can you put a number on all of this as well?
No, I don't know where these people come up with these numbers. What I would tell you is that we are operating under a system in the past 15 years called fair value accounting. The Accounting Standards Board put that into place, and I believe that is at the root of a lot of our problems right now. Fair value accounting is highly pro-cyclical. When things are going great, it pours more gasoline on the fire. And when things are going poorly, it really causes banks and other financial institutions to have to take excessive losses as they mark things to market in a climate where there is no market. My guess is that banks are going to have some significant recoveries once we get through this period and the markets reestablish themselves, because I think they've been taking excessive write-downs. I do believe that the worst of the subprime losses are behind us, and what happens in the rest of the bank portfolios, the non-subprime portfolios, is very much a function of what happens in the economy at large. And if you're predicting a deep and prolonged recession, then I guess there are going to be a lot more losses. If you're predicting that this will be a mild and brief recession or no recession, just a slowdown, then I don't see how you can predict large levels of losses beyond what we've already had.
The FDIC is an insurance program. Isn't the cost of rising premiums simply going to be passed on to borrowers and consumers and to taxpayers in some cases?
I don't know that I would agree with the taxpayer portion of that because the banks fund the deposit insurance system. But yes, to the extent that bank premiums go up for deposit insurance, those are going to be paid for by the banks in the first instance and then passed along to depositors in the form of lower interest rates on the deposits, or to borrowers in the form of higher interest on loans, or be paid for by shareholders if the bank can't pass those costs along to its customers. But I think in most cases they would probably be able to pass those costs along to either depositors or borrowers or both.
Interesting. We've been talking today with former FDIC Chairman William Isaac. Thank you, sir, for your time.
My pleasure.
I'm Greg Brown for Newsmax TV Money.